Mogase. What are the foundational spiritual principles or truths you teach and live by? Right, especially those that you feel are often misunderstood or neglected.
One that is definitely very important to me, and I think is part of my foundational sort of teaching, is around the role of the family, and the power that is located within the family. So I have learned, as much as I used to teach this as a pastor before, the teaching has somewhat changed. So I'm no longer necessarily subscribing to headship, quote, of a man in the hierarchical sense, but
Yes.
leadership as function.
Yes.
So that is a foundational teaching. I don't necessarily, and I must not put necessarily because it's nice. I don't subscribe to the view potentially that men are providers and women are nurturers and all of that thing. I think that women are abundant and are natural multipliers. And I think that men are generally gardeners that are there to bring balance in the
Yeah.
world of an abundant woman. So the two work together, because the gardener looks very odd on their own without the garden. And the
Yeah.
garden without the gardener then just grows wild. And
Yeah.
so, we're not trying to tame women by any stretch of the imagination, but we
Right.
are bringing balance.
But
Because if you listen to scientists as well, there are certain animals that must be in proportion to others for the ecosystem to thrive.
that's right.
The man needs to understand the ecosystem of the woman that he's with in order for her to thrive.
That's
And
right.
that is something that is a divine gardener's prerogative. So I need to be able to, if we are in relationship, tell you this tree is growing too high. There are others underneath it that also need the sun. So we need to prune it or we need to get rid of it. It served its purpose. But I'll only know that if I'm divinely attuned, right? So those are some of the principles. The other is also just around leadership of the home.
That's right.
We can lead. Leadership doesn't have a gender.
Exactly.
Um, we can lead in different things. And also, if it is that you are the better leader overall of the family, then please lead the family.
That's right.
There's nothing bad about a woman leading the home.
Right.
There's nothing bad about a man leading the home.
That's
I
right.
think it's important that we understand that some things are human. So
Right.
nurturing is a human thing, not a
Mm-hmm.
male or female thing. Leadership is a human thing. It's not these are roles that are prescribed within the family purely because we need people to do them. But
Yes.
the leader of the home is as submitted to the purpose of the home
Yes.
as everybody else.
As
So it's
everybody,
the
even more.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even more
In
so.
fact,
Even more so.
it is the family that has the power. So the
That's
family
right.
has the power, and I think we need to also get into a space. I often think about taking back leadership
Yeah.
or taking back the authority, because the family has the power to say, dear ma'am, dear sir, you have been failing us in
Yes.
terms of the way that you have been leading. There was a particular purpose, and we wanted you to fulfill a certain role, and you are not fulfilling that role. And so
Yes.
we don't want to displace you from the family, but we are removing this and this responsibility and giving it to somebody else because you are not doing the job in the way that we want you to do the job. And I
Right.
think that if we were to get to those places where families can have meetings that say, you are the financier of this family, and we have prayed for you to get billions. You have gotten the billions, but now
Yeah.
you're not helping us achieve the things that we need to achieve as a family, and you're thinking that it's your money. You are
Right.
now running away from the responsibility. You are the spiritual person in the family, or you are the relational, or the innovator, or the culturalist of the family. Play your part.
Play your
So
part.
teachings around family are things that I really hold dear to. Teachings around manhood and womanhood are things that I really hold dear to. And I think the other thing is also around the spirituality that serves us.
Right.
And something that serves us must also challenge us.
Must.
So, it shouldn't be serving us just from the perspective of, oh, it's a nice to have, it's great and wonderful and
Right.
makes me feel good. But it should serve us from the perspective of, are we actually gaining something as a family, as a community, as a clan, as a nation? And a lot of our spiritual systems don't do that for Black families. And we need
Exactly.
to recover
We need to
systems that
recover
do.
that.